Hi, I'm Mel's best friend, and today I'm do. Sorry, I'm Mel's best friend, and this is my 10th episode of Hack Party. My actual 10th episode of Hack Party. I did make a joke one that was how to get Pokemon in real life, but that's just a joke video. All that will happen if you follow that is your 3DS will show misspelled text, and then you'll go to eShop. That's all that will happen if you follow that. So today, this is a real tutorial on how to add back or remove Pokemon in Sword and Shield. This only works with Gen 1 Pokemon. And the reason why is because it uses the files from Let's Go, which only has Gen 1 Pokemon. Well, also Meltan, Melmetal, but I believe those are still in Sword and Shield. And the thing is, here's the files you need. No. First I'll say the stuff you need that's not files. So the stuff you need is not files: a Windows computer, a Switch, an SD card, and some way to connect the SD card to your computer. Oh yeah, and also a phone that runs Android for looking up some information, because like the way how I'm gonna look it up in this tutorial. So now here are the files you need. You need Checkpoint, which is a homebrew application for Switch to back up and restore save data. You need Atmosphere, the Switch custom firmware. It's not pronounced atmosphere because it's a French word. Like, I actually looked online to see how you're supposed to pronounce it because I don't speak French. I had to look online to see how you're supposed to pronounce it. Yeah, it is not pronounced atmosphere. I know a lot of people like to say it is, but it's not. You also need this thing called flat C, which is something used to basically compile and decompile flat buffers. You also need the schema that you need in order to actually decompile and compile this flat buffer we're going to be working with. And you also need dumps of Sword or Shield and Let's Go, obviously. And so you also need PKNX and PKHex. Sorry, this is like my 4th time attempting to record this video because no one likes to shut up in my house. Sorry. It's just, I'm really annoyed by that. So first thing you want to do is you want to decompile this flat buffer into a JSON. So you see not all the files are here because this is my layered FS directory. So let's go into the spot where I have flat C. I'm going to put a link in the description to all the files we're using except for the dumps of Sword and Shield. And the dump, except for dump of Sword and Shield and the dump of Let's Go. So yeah, first you put in your path to flat C, and then --JSON --raw binary -o. In this tutorial, I'm just gonna set the output directory to be where the files are being stored. Where the model table that is the flat buffer we're decompiling is actually located. And so yeah, basically that is just how you set the path that the file will be exported to. And then you put in the schema, which I have in my documents. Ignore these random files. All we care about is SWSH schema.fbs. And then --, this part's important because if you don't put the --, it will think that the next file you'll put in is the schema, but it's not. It's a flat buffer. And so you see, here's the flat buffer. And now we hit enter. And there we go. Here's our JSON. Now, if you're following this tutorial, don't do what I'm about to do. I'm about to delete this file because I already have a JSON like this one in a different spot on my computer. I'll be using that JSON instead of this one that I just made. Okay, Yeah, I'll delete it. So yeah. Next, you want to go into the files of your dump of Let's Go. So go into ROMFS, go into bin, go into archive, go into Pokemon, and then these files are all the archives that contain the Pokemon. As you can see, the number of them proves that. So yeah, and obviously the 0-1 right there is just a dummy. It really isn't, unless it's like, actually it might be an egg. Yeah, actually that one might be an egg. I don't know, because I know Let's Go does have files for eggs, but it's unused. So yeah. I think in this tutorial, let's see, what Pokemon do I want to bring in this tutorial? You know what? How about Psyduck, which is number 54. And while I'm at it, why don't I also bring in Golduck? So you copy, then go to the place where you have your layered FS files for Sword and Shield. I recommend creating a different spot for your layered FS than the spot for the original game, because PKNX will yell at you if there's the wrong number of files. So yeah, like you saw earlier how I had my layered FS directory being here. This fsmitm.flag is important. If you don't have it, Atmosphere will not start the layered FS. You can easily create it. It's 0 bytes big, so all you do is just create an empty document named fsmitm.flag. So go into ROMFS, go into bin, go into archive, go into Pokemon, and then paste your files in there. And you see right here, I'm just showing you that this is my unmodified game. And as you can see, it skips from 53 to 58, which shows that Psyduck and Golduck aren't in Sword and Shield normally. And then once you have that, go into PKNX, choose Pokemon. It's important that that's the one you choose, because the other ones will do different things. Okay, I want Psyduck. So yeah, now comes the part where you use the app Datadex to look up the information if you don't have it memorized, because this stuff is kind of hard to memorize in my opinion. So yeah. Oh, sorry, I accidentally hit the volume up key on my keyboard. And let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So you just want to make sure you put in all this information. You can make it whatever you want, but just for the sake of this tutorial, we're making it the official stuff, so that way it seems real. Okay, I'm reaching my limit, so I'm just gonna stop sharing and start again. Okay, now I'm back because this screen recording program I'm using has a limit to how long videos can be. So I have to edit these videos together for me to actually make it this long. So let's see here. You know, I see how like DataDex says medium, but as you can see, medium isn't an option, so I'll just choose medium fast. And the gender ratio, you're gonna have to know how to convert stuff here, because I'll just tell you that 50% male, 50% female means it is 127. Because like 0 is 100% male, 254 is 100% female, and 255 is genderless. And so next, what you want to do is you want to just change these other things. Like, so I'm just putting in the breeding related things, even though I really don't need to, because breeding doesn't work yet with this mod. Obviously, yellow is the correct color. So let's see. Field, water 1. No, type is water. Not water and psychic like some people think it is. It's just water. It's a common misconception to think that Psyduck is water and psychic. No, Psyduck is just water. Now let's see. Abilities. So you can just type in the names of the abilities, and it'll suggest it. So yeah, those are the abilities we want. And now, time to put in the base stats. Okay, now let's put in the catch rate. Let's see, going through DataDex to find that. And now let's see, EV yield, it's 1 special attack. Sorry, is it taking a little longer than it normally does? Okay. Let's see here. Level up is what you want to choose, because it's Psyduck we're dealing with. And for what it evolves into, let's choose Golduck. Okay, let's see. And then set the level to 33. That's what it's like when Psyduck evolves into Golduck. Now I want to see something. You know what? Yeah. Why did I close that? I wanted to do both Psyduck and Golduck. So yeah, let's see here. I mean, one reason why it's kind of unfortunate that there's a limitation in this where you can only bring back Gen 1 Pokemon. The reason why it's kind of annoying is because one of the most devastating cuts to me was a Gen 3 Pokemon. I mean, I can't bring it back with this mod. You're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait a while before I can bring it back. But once I can, I'm gonna bring it back. Yes, I'm talking about Sceptile. I had a really OP Sceptile in Omega Ruby. I wanted to be able to bring in a Sword and Shield, but I can't. No, I put in the wrong thing. That's embarrassing. Okay, so let's see. Abilities. Same as Psyduck. And now remember, water, not water and psychic, just water. Let's see, was it Field and Water 1? Yeah, it was. Yeah. Not red, blue. That's the color of Golduck. It defaults to red, but the color is blue. So let's see. Again, 127. Wait, one thing. One thing I just realized. Did I remember to do this one thing with Psyduck? I'll just check when I'm done with this. Don't need to do anything with evolutions because Golduck is the last stage. So I'll just keep it like that. Yeah, I did remember to do this with Psyduck. Yeah, I did forget. I forgot to do the base EXP, which is 64. And now, if you go back in, you should see that. You go back in, you should see that it's changed now. And remember, this saves it to by default to that layered FS folder that I showed. Basically, you specify the path to Sword or Shield, and then it will automatically like create a layered FS. Yeah, it saved it. It'll automatically create a layered FS folder just outside your Sword or Shield folder. Like you see, I have one right here. And yeah, we'll save it to your layered FS folder. Next thing you want to do is this. See, here's that Switch Toolbox program I was telling you about. Open the files we copied earlier. We need this so we can get the file names right. Because if we get the file names wrong when like if we get the file names wrong, what's gonna happen then is sorry, I'm gonna have to start a new recording again. Because like I said, this program is like this. Okay, I'm back now. Because yeah, I have to do that because of how this program works. Okay, so you want to open both that file and your JSON. Yeah, I have my program. I have my program set to open JSON files as Notepad. You can do this by right-clicking your JSON, choosing Open With, choosing Notepad, and checking the box that says Always open this for files of this type or something like that. So yeah, what I recommend doing so you make sure you get all the data in correctly is you copy and paste an existing entry. You know what? Now I'm gonna scroll back up to, yeah, let's scroll up to the normal one. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Everything is selected. Yeah, I do. So yeah, copy with Control C. Now, create a new line, paste with Control V. Now what we want to do is we want to change what we just pasted to be for the Pokemon we're putting in. So yeah, this is why we need to open the GF packs with Switch Toolbox. So yeah, you gotta make sure we get the file names right, otherwise the Switch will just crash when we try loading this. And now, it's kind of weird what you do with the animations. So as you can see, Let's Go doesn't have the camp animations, so delete this line. And then you see it has a different way how it names the files. So you have to add 01 to the name and then change the number. Let me just double check to make sure I did this right. Because remember, if you make even a single mistake with how you write these paths to the files, you will crash the game when you try loading this. Well, you'll crash the game when you try loading the model, because it will try to load something that doesn't exist because you put the path wrong. Don't talk. Okay, sorry, it's just some people just walked in the door. And yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, make sure you have the file names correct, otherwise you're gonna crash the game. Oh, I know it's a mistake I made. But I caught myself, because otherwise I would have crashed the game. Looks like I forgot to copy and paste some things. Now don't make the same mistake I did. Hmm. Now let's copy and paste again because we're adding both Psyduck and Golduck. And now make sure you remember to save the file. And now we want to recompile the flat buffer. You know, I'm going to use a bat file I made to do this. Here, I'll show you the contents of the bat file. So you see this -B flag is important because if you don't put it, what will happen is it won't put it in a binary form, or it will always just fail if you don't put anything there. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna have to start recording again because, again, my program's saying the recording's gonna end soon. Okay, I'm back now. So, yeah, for like the third time, I'm back now. So yeah, replace this path right here with the path to the table folder in your layered.fs directory. There isn't a table folder, create one. Remember, in your layered.fs directory, you should have romfs, you should have bin, you should have Pokemon, and you should have table. So yeah, the O flag is basically saying that this path is where it will save the flat buffer to. And then replace this with a path to your schema. And then replace this with the path to your JSON. So yeah, I'm just going to use the bat file because why not? And now let's go into our layer.fs folder. And as you can see, it gave it a bin extension, but that's okay. We just got to rename it. So copy and paste this GFBPM catalog. I know it's a long file extension. I've never seen a file extension longer than that. So we want to delete the old file because we don't need it anymore. And then rename this one's extension. It will warn you, but it will not break the file, unlike what Windows says. Windows says it will break the file, but it really won't. And yeah, next thing you want to do is you want to copy this to the layer.fs folder on your Switch's SD card. You see I'm plugging my Switch's SD card right now. Sorry, saying that because I have emunands on there. Or is it pronounced emunand? I just pronounce it emunand. I'm not sure whether it's pronounced emunand or emunand. I just pronounce it emunand because why not? And yeah, so you want to copy and paste the folder we just created with this thing we're doing. So yeah, copy and paste it into your layer.fs folder. So yeah, this is what the folder structure should look like. And remember, you need to have fsmitm.flag there. Otherwise, this will not work. But it's really simple to create it because it's really just an empty file. So just go in Notepad and save an empty document as that. And remember, guys, always eject your SD cards. Otherwise, you might corrupt them. Like I just did. I ejected my SD card. Yeah, do what I just did. Otherwise, you'll corrupt your SD card. So yeah, now I'll see you on the Switch. So yeah, go into RCM your preferred way. I'm going to use a jig that came with my RCM loader. So there, now that's in RCM, we plug in the jig. And I have Hecate on this jig. And I'm going to use Hecate to chain load Atmosphere. Because I have that on my Switch's SD card so I can chain load it with Hecate. Okay, just so you know, my Switch is on the newest firmware, and the tutorial, the way how we're doing it, will be with the newest Atmosphere, and I think one version before the newest one, because those ones have the layer.fs folder named contents instead of titles. Older ones have it named titles, and so if you want to do this with the older one, make sure you rename the folder to titles. You know, folder that would normally name contents with all those title ID folders in it. See, I have a custom theme. First, let's go into checkpoint and back up our save, so we can edit it with pkhex. As you can see, I'm launching in application mode because it's the best way to do it. No. There we go, the backup's been created. And now I turn off the switch. Then I'll see you on the computer. So now you want to go into pkhex. Blue. Yeah, I always say that sounds like the word blue. Because it really does. Let's see, is this the right folder? Yeah, it is. So open main, and now where is it? It should be with the ones that start with P. There it is, Psyduck. I'm making it level 10 because why not? Why not? Yeah, as you can see, my trainer is female, and it's because I support bringing back national decks, and you know all the bring back national decks plus a female trainer. Okay, there we go. Now we export the save file. Export it to where you have your backup stored. Then you want to eject your SD card and unplug it. Now I'll see you on the switch. Okay, now let's go into the game and test it. See, I changed the splash right there because I wanted to make it say mod by Mel's best friend, which is cool. Oh, I forgot to restore the save. Sorry, I'll do that right now. No, scrolled too far. No. Okay, now I'm going into this game. Now that I've restored the save. Don't talk whoever it is because I'm recording a video. Yeah, as you can see, I changed it to say mod by Mel's best friend because it's cool. Now for a moment of truth. It works. So yeah, there are a few limitations like Pokemon Center, Dynamax breeding, those things don't work. Yeah, if you try doing it with those Pokemon, here's what happens. Dynamaxing soft locks the game, taking to a Pokemon Center, crashes the game, breeding says it gives you an egg, but really doesn't. Okay, so there you have it. Now you have successfully modded a Pokemon into Sword and Shield. This is Mel's best friend signing off.